Hi, welcome back channel, TrainStation2. Alright, we got the first competition, really lucky with this, and of course with that we claimed that 350 event coins as I mentioned earlier in my previous video. If you have won all first for the 3 competition, you would be able to exchange for 1000 event coins legendary train. So that's one of my targets in addition to the legendary of 4000 keys. So it depends on how hardworking you are, of course. If you keep on going, there's a good chance you may be able to claim both legendaries. That's not all. I mean, more importantly is that special building. Then you have the epic, the rare, as well as the common train. So in this event itself, is a combi of what we used to see the airport event as well as the main event. You even have the in terms of the teams laid out, whether you can choose a team. I think by now we have already chosen one of the airlines, and then not only if your airline or your team members in the airlines actually done well, you are also given a reward for your personal contribution. So this is what I felt in previous events whereby there's such an arrangement. If you are not doing well in terms of the teams, which means, for example, for me it's the coconuts. Right, so the coconuts team airline is not doing well, it's doing third, but that means actually you are grouped together with a team of not that active player. So in that context, you may be able to achieve a better ranking in terms like a top 5% within the team itself. Alright, so of course this is not something that's being disclosed by Pixel Federation. This is just based on personal observations. So if you are in the third and fourth team and not the first and second team, maybe you can share with me as well in the comments whether are you doing better off in terms of the personal contribution or personal achievement targets. Alright, so I'll come to that later on nearer to the end of the video, whereby you can see me, I think, achieving near to top 5%. I do recall people that are in the first team, they are normally very difficult to achieve that, which because they are grouped together with very strong team members, and hence getting top 5% is extremely difficult. So if you win some, you lose some. Alright, so put it that way. I'll rather lose it in terms of the team, which is a very small amount of keys in each of the competition, but I win big in terms of the personal reward, because personal rewards comes with an additional event coin. So if you're missing a bit of the event coins, that's where you can get your events coins, your personal contribution or reward pathway. But that would only be one, and it will only be collected, I think, at the end of the event. Whereas the competitions, every single competitions, there will be a conclusion in terms of which team will be fare better, and it depends on, for me, I think I'm going to claim like 60 additional keys. People winning at the top will get more, of course, and you got to bear this in mind. Here you can see top 5. That's 150 coins and 1000 over keys, vis-a-vis 60 keys or 100 keys. It's just a short difference of 40. Whereas the personal reward you saw just now, we're talking about thousands of keys. So that in that context, if you lose small and you gain big, so wouldn't that be a much better option? I'll rather my team doesn't really win, right? So that's it. Let's try to witness this again probably in the next competition, whether what I said is true, but this is what I observed from previous competitions. And again, looking at this, I think it's quite obvious the competitors in my team is not that strong after all. Even in the competition itself, I'm quite lucky, managed to get first, as I mentioned in the start of the video. It all thanks to really genuine free-to-play players without spending gems, and also I think pure luck in that context when we first started off. Alright, so getting first is not easy, but the rewards is really huge, because it give you additional headquarter points that would give you better rewards in terms of the headquarters. And not only that, you get the coins, you get an icon. Alright, the icon itself, which the profile picture you can change to, but I'd rather keep to Santa Claus. Alright, so you can see here The Coconuts Airlines is not doing that well, but the personal contribution is much better off. Alright, so I can see. Alright, so here we are getting most likely 110 coins and a good number of few hundred keys itself. But again, that all depends on the end of the 6 competitions. Okay, so let's see what's next. Now that the fact that we finished the first competition, it's time to prepare by having EP head start. So if you're new to events, make sure you collect all the items required to fit to the contractors that demanded it, and then do not collect that job until the start of the second competition. So in that context, when you first started off, you have 3 finished jobs with good amount of EP, and that will act as your EP head start. And not forgetting the fact that you got to bear in mind you need to build a lot of event items in a warehouse, keep your factory running round the clock, and in those non-event items, put them into your core factories rather than your warehouse spaces. Not also forgetting that you need to start late. I would say rather about 10 to 12 hours late for the start of the competition, which means you shouldn't enter into the game. The moment you enter or you open up the game, you're already enrolled into the competition. Alright, so just bear this in mind. It's not matter whether you click into the competition or not. The moment you open the game, you're enrolled into it. Okay, so I'll give the game a miss for about 10 hours or so. So that will be later on. Alright, so let's take a look at this. We have claimed that 60 additional keys from that team reward. We got third. Not really a good concern. We got a good amount of keys later on. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.